Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Rise up on me, take a look at me now. Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Rise up on me, take a look at me now. Takes on the strike.
Chelsea are champions.
Look at me now.
Hello and welcome to the Women's Football Show. On Bonfire Weekend, as always in the WSL, there were fireworks on and off the pitch as we received big news from a legend of the league. And there's also action from 6 matches to bring you as the 3 unbeaten sides take centre stage. Chelsea look to continue their strong start as they travel to an Aston Villa side, still without a point to their name. The early pace setters Manchester City aim for their 3rd consecutive league victory as they travel to Meadow Park to face Arsenal. And Manchester United hope to continue their dominance over Brighton, having won all 4 of their previous meetings. And I've got 2 sparkling guests in the studio with me to talk through it all, Anita Asante and Nadem Anua. And we start in the Midlands as 2 of Anita's former sides faced off, Aston Villa and Chelsea. Now, Carla Ward's team had lost their 4 opening matches of the season. The last time they lost 5 in a row was over 2 years ago. Matt Davies-Adams watched this one.
Aston Villa welcoming back Kirsty Hansen from suspension after that opening day red. Kenza Dali still unavailable after returning from the World Cup with an injury. Lucy Parker also out. Rachel Daly, the only player in the Villa squad to have scored more than once so far this season. There is a goal-scoring threat on the bench as well, though, with Ebony Salmon and Adriana Leon both capable of finding the net, should they be required later on. Chelsea showing 4 changes from the side that beat Brighton in their last match. Erin Cuthbert, Jessie Fleming, Johanna Ritten-Kaneryd and Mia Fischel all coming in. Sam Kerr on the bench, she's only just back from Australia, so that's Fischel leading the line. Emma Hayes without Lauren James, Guro Wrighton, Melanie Leupolz and Katarina Svitkova. Maggie Beaver-Jones got her first goal for Chelsea off the bench against Brighton last time out. We'll see if she features at some point today. 2 best mates, the 2 captains today, Millie Bright and Rachel Daly. Nusken won it back, Chelsea can break here. Kirby, here's Nusken. Fleming one side, Ritten-Kaneryd making up the ground the other. Kirby can get the shot away here, Fran Kirby off the crossbar. Desperately unlucky. Beautiful the way she opened up the space to take the effort, and only the frame of the goal denying her. Kirby looking for Fischel, who was being tightly marked. Lehman trying to get it clear here for Villa. Chelsea keeping the pressure on. Charles did well. Her shot deflected and loops behind for a corner off the boot of Dan Turner. Lehman just dwelling on it a second too long. Fairness to her, she didn't really have an out ball. Corners work short into Kirby. Better angle for the cross now. Instead it goes back to Fleming. She's clipped a dangerous ball in. It's headed off the line. Might come for Millie Bright to volley Chelsea into the lead. Oh, Villa paid the price for not dealing with the corner. And Bright from close range with her first goal of the season puts the champions in front. Daly thought she'd done enough, but Bright was there to pounce when the ball broke loose. That goal, by the way, comes on a landmark occasion for Millie Bright. It's her 250th appearance for Chelsea today. Ritten-Kaneryd stood it up to the far post. It's going to break for Kirby, cleared off the line first time, but inevitably turned in on the follow-up. 2 quick goals for Chelsea here, and what a week it's been for Fran Kirby. A goal on her first start in a year for England in midweek. And now she gets her first of the WSL season here. Needed 2 bites at the cherry. She's already hit the crossbar. And now she doubles Chelsea's lead. Will Chelsea try and kill this game off quickly? Can Villa find a way back into it? Ritten Canrid, she's going to drive on herself here. She's got Kirby Square if she needs her. Ritten Canrid for 3. Game over. Ruthlessly dispatched. And the Swede surely makes the point safe for Chelsea. Bounced off Cuthbert, and then it was all her own work. Drove from halfway. 3 defenders couldn't keep pace with her. Kirby was available if she'd needed it, but she didn't. Clinical finish from Ritten Canrid. Or they could be in again here. Chelsea, Beever-Jones wants it. Cuthbert went the other way. Fleming will keep it in. Cuthbert wants it back. Clipped in instead to Ashley Lawrence, and there's goal number 4. Her first goal in Chelsea blue for Lawrence. And this is a stroll in the rain in the West Midlands for Chelsea. Carelessly given away. Cuthbert just wanted that more. Looked as though she'd overhit the pass for Fleming. She did well to keep it in play first of all, and then pick the perfect pass. Good run that off the ball from Ashley Lawrence. Improvised the finish, flicked in off her knee. 4-0 Chelsea. Done and dusted for sure now. Beever-Jones onside, had a look across the line before she got that. Gonna do it all herself, is she? Aggie Beever-Jones, how about that? 2 in 2 for the youngster, given the freedom of the Bescott Stadium by an Aston Villa defence which looks to have packed it in. She's onside there, you can see she's being played onside by Dan Turner. But this is far too easy. Mailing nowhere near her. Nothing approaching a challenge coming in. And that will infuriate Carla Ward, but it will delight Emma Hayes. He's Ritten Canrid again. Got to the byline, might come for Lawrence, did for Niamh Charles. 6-0 Chelsea. Incredible stuff. Well, this is turning into an absolute nightmare for Aston Villa. No let up from Chelsea. Penny for the thoughts of Carla Ward. Charles opens her account for the season. And they might not be done yet, you know. On the volley, lovely goal from Charles. Good work from Ritten Canrid. And a class finish from Charles. Ruthless from Chelsea, who go back to the top of the WSL table. Emma Hayes knows how difficult this has been for Carla Ward. No big celebrations from the Chelsea boss. She doesn't want to rub it in, but she must be thrilled with what she's seen. A day to forget for Aston Villa. They've been beaten by Chelsea by 6-0.
We had a really good training session yesterday, which I think really helped, and the team, you know, absolutely executed everything we'd asked of them, and we have a wonderful squad, and it was on full display today.
It hurts, it really hurts, and the last 4 weeks have probably been the toughest 4 weeks in my managerial career. It's a test of character now, it's a test of character, but listen, I'm tough, I'm resilient, and I won't roll over.
Yeah, really strong words there from Carla Ward. We'll come on to those very shortly, but we do have to start with the statement that Chelsea released shortly after the full-time whistle. Chelsea FC can confirm that highly decorated Chelsea women's manager Emma Hayes, OBE, will depart the club at the end of the season to pursue a new opportunity outside of the WSL and club football. Anita, this is huge news. You know Emma really well. You played under her at Chelsea as well. What was your reaction when you saw that statement?
Yeah, I was surprised because I just, we see Emma as Chelsea through and through, and she's achieved so much to the club, delivered, WSL titles, individual accolades as well. But her personality and her charisma is the one thing that will be missed. But she's delivered, in terms of turning Chelsea into a top European side, and I think we'll really miss her, in our league.
Yeah, the list of honours speaks for itself, Nadem. She's won so much at Chelsea. She's transformed the club as well. She's going to leave some legacy behind.
Oh, she absolutely is. I think, is it 12 years that she's been there? And when you probably do a comparison to how it was compared to how it is now, they're a juggernaut in English football. They're a juggernaut within Europe. Obviously, they want to try and win that Champions League title, but this is an icon of the WSL, an icon of just English football in general. And I think wherever she goes, I think people will be desperate to get her there, and I'm sure she's going to go to a very, very important place.
Yeah, she's heavily linked at the moment with the vacant US post, but there is no news of that at the moment. As Chelsea just said, something outside of the WSL, so really excited to see her next move. In terms of the game overall, Anita, what did you make of it from a Chelsea point of view? Very good, but maybe from an Aston Villa point of view, a little bit frustrated with some of the mistakes they made.
Yeah, I think from a Chelsea point of view, you know, they were ruthless. They're really good in transition, as we know, and they capitalised off Aston Villa's mistakes, as we saw in this instance, a poor clearance. And, you know, I question whether that's 100% sprints from the defensive team to just recover and cause some problems there. And again, a turnover in their half, trying to build out from the back, get pickpocketed by Erin Cuthbert, who has the vision to slide in her teammate. And you see this run here from Ashley Lawrence, who's just able to ghost into the six, completely unmarked, no contact, scores with her thigh. Those are sorts of goals that, you know, you're going to be disappointed at, because you're just wondering about the team organisation and structure. Again, Aggie Beaver-Jones, wide on the flank here, Nathan. We're both former defenders.
It's horrible to watch. I'll be honest, every single one of those goals has been absolutely horrible to watch. And I think it's sort of, they didn't play into Chelsea's hands as such, but some of those mistakes, they're just not acceptable against any side. But when you come up against the Chelsea side, so much on the front foot, who want to stretch the game, as we've seen there, you can't make those mistakes against them, because you will be punished just like this, and it could have been more.
Yeah.
Carla Ward's body language after the game, you could see just how disappointed, how frustrated she was, and she's been like that after so many games this season. After the high standards that Aston Villa set themselves last season, she's admitted they haven't got to those standards. Is she still the right person to lead them forward? And what have you made of recent performances as well?
Yeah, well, I think if you look in the overall context of Aston Villa, I think they've had some difficult games. They've played Arsenal, Man United. You know, in some of those games were unlucky to not have decisions go their way. You know, missed Hansen in important matches, and Kenza Darley still yet to come back. And that maybe has derailed the start of their season. But now they've got some upcoming fixtures that I think are quite favourable for them. If they could just build that, you know, kind of belief still. Obviously, their confidence will be really low. But as you see there, you know, they've got Bristol, they've got West Ham to come, Everton, a couple cup games in there. That could be the turning point for them. But it's going to take a lot of rectifying mistakes in these previous games.
I think that's the danger, though, isn't it? You know, those fixtures would look great if you were in a good run of form. But instead, it's almost like these become must-wins. And what happens if you don't win? Where does your confidence go from that point? And, you know, they will be hoping that they find something. But in this game against Chelsea, they showed nothing whatsoever. So realistically, what's to come next?
We'll find out. Also a word as well. I feel like we can't move on without a word for Fran Kirby. What a week for her. She was player of the match as well, but slightly overshadowed by her manager's news today. Now, though, our focus does turn to Meadow Park as two title challengers faced off as Arsenal hosted unbeaten Manchester City. The Blues held one of the toughest defences in the league, having conceded just one goal this season, while the Gunners hope to capitalise on back-to-back wins.
Great effort, her kind of goal.
What a strike and what a goal!
Shoot, they say, shoot, she does.
Kenny puts Manchester City in front.
Watching on to see if Arsenal could derail City's unbeaten run, Rachel Brown-Finnis and Robin Cowan.
Here are your teams then for the home side. It's two changes from the win over Bristol City. Before the break, Amanda Ilestedt has recovered from a thigh injury to start in defence, alongside Katie McCabe, who makes her 200th appearance for Arsenal. She has scored 6 goals and made 2 assists in the last 4 games for club and country. Chloe Lacasse makes just her second WSL start since joining from Benfica. Beth Mead and Vivian Miedemar are named on the bench as they continue their recoveries from their respective knee injuries. 2 changes as well for City from their win over Leicester. Alex Greenwood is unavailable due to the head injury suffered while on England duty. She's replaced by Layla Wahabi. Lauren Hemp also returns to the starting 11 in a very attacking-looking City lineup. Jill Roord, the only summer addition at City, spent 2 seasons at Arsenal before leaving for Wolfsburg. Kennedy turning away from Caitlin Ford just in time, and Morgan, a great ball down the line. for sure. Real intelligent movement from the Jamaican international. It's Shaw. You see what she was trying to do there, but gave Zinsberger too much of a chance to gather.
You know she's got excellent speed, decent shot, but Zinsberger should always save that one.
Shaw again as City turn the ball over again. Kelly trying to turn, just wide. City are all over Arsenal here.
Should have scored. Chloe Kelly just drags it wide. Tight turn. They're putting themselves under waves of endless pressure, Arsenal.
Alexandri just about holding off Alessia Russo. Palova slips it through for Ford, and Catley! Beautiful finish! Arsenal absorbed all the pressure, and against the run of play, they have taken the lead against Manchester City. Big, big goal for Arsenal.
Well, that was clinical. Their first shot on goal and one goal. Lovely bit of build-up. And Catley in acres of space in that vacant left side position just dispatches it into the top corner past Chiara Keating. Nothing she could do. Brilliant presence from Caitlin Ford to draw two defenders and slip it past. Look at that for a finish. Exactly what Jonas Eidevall would have wanted from his team in response to City's dominance. City will be disappointed, but they have been wasteful.
Oh, now it's going to be a penalty for Arsenal. Keating not quite quick enough. Lacasse, some sharpness of movement and mind, and she got there just ahead of Keating.
No doubting that that is the correct decision.
And a yellow card for the goalkeeper and a penalty for Arsenal. She has scored 18 out of 22 WSL penalties, Kim Little. And she's up against the 19-year-old. It's Little. She saved it. Well, what a moment for Chiara Keating.
What a response. Full length stretch, not many that Kim Little misses, but just off the ground, gives that chance for the goalkeeper.
Fowler finding Lauren Hemp. Nice crisp 1-2 between those two players. Fowler roared, took a deflection, palmed aside by Zinsberger, back in by Kelly, towards the back post, off the bar, and away by Ilestedt. Big, big chance for City.
Oh, melee, wasn't it? Deflection makes it a bit of a late decision for Zinsberger. Lauren Hemp onto the bar. And City will be wondering how on earth that didn't finish up in the back of the net.
Fowler. And now Hemp. Away from McCabe. Palova down. Play goes on. Hemp. Shaw! So close. Once again, she hits the bar.
That is beautiful play from Manchester City. I agree with Gareth Taylor on applauding that. Bunny Shaw's job is just to see that net ripple.
Hemp to the byline. Oh, the big block from Leah Valti to deny Julia Blackstad. Bunny Shaw back to goal. And Kelly puts it away. Manchester City level things up. They've been patient. And finally they found the finish. 1-1.
Again, it's Lauren Hemp, cuts it back, well marshalled by Vubba Moy. The rebound blocked by Arsenal. What can you do in tight areas? Great find a player. Bunny Shaw does exceptionally well. It's a little look up and in a tight space, lays it off with a perfect speed so that Chloe Kelly can hit it first time. You can't argue that City have not deserved that.
Fowler. Hemp, again that ball towards Shaw. Oh, big claims for a push.
That looked like a straight arm in the back of Bunny Shaw from Steph Catley. That's what Bunny Shaw was signalling, and that's what I saw. Steph Catley going up for it, 2 arms in the back. Catley and Arsenal got away with that.
Kelly. Absolutely relentless here from City. McCabe trying to release Stina Blackstenius. Oh, Chiara Keating, that's a big error. Blackstenius tucks it away. And Arsenal may have just won this. The ultimate smash and grab. Forced back defensively, and they have taken their chance when it has come.
Katie McCabe sees the opportunity, sees the high line of Chiara Keating, mistimes it. Simple as that. Thinks she can get there, and she can get there, but just misjudges the bounce of it. Gets caught a little flat-footed. And this is a moment Chiara Keating will not forget.
And there we have it. A crucial victory in the title race. The Gunners fire at the right moments in this game. They've beaten Manchester City by 2-1.
We're feeling a little bit robbed. Similar story to last season. I think we created so many chances. Referee doesn't help us much. It's a penalty on Bunny, but again, this referee always gives them against us, never for us. But today, we've beaten ourselves because we had a high number of chances that we should have finished.
Against a team like Man City, you need to have both a good performance on the ball and off the ball. I think we got off to a quite slow start in the game, but the players show again great mental resilience. We stay in the game, we find small details to change, we work our way back into the game, and in the end we find ways to win, which is important.
We saw it looked like some heated exchanges with you and Jonas on the sideline.
Oh no, that is always the same with him. He's just constantly at the fourth official, and I think he's bullying. And you know, I'm there to protect the fourth official, and it's not my job to do that. But yeah, I can just see that he gets away with it all of the time.
OK, let's actually start with those words from Gareth Taylor, Nadem, saying that Jonas Eidevall was bullying the fourth official. What did you make of those claims?
Those are very, very strong words. I think he's had enough time after the game to sort of decide what he wants to say, and clearly that's the point that he wanted to make. And it seems like it's not something that just existed within that game from his perspective, something he sees all the time. I don't know how true it is, but you know, being on the touchline, I'm sure it can be very, very frustrating if you feel like something's going against you. But as you can tell from Gareth Taylor's voice, he's disappointed about so many aspects of that game, some of the decision making on the field by the ref. And then if you feel the fourth official's being treated like that as well, it's not his job to defend the fourth official, but I'll defend the fourth official. You can see he's very, very disappointed, but I think he'll believe that he's got a case to make. OK,
as for the action on the pitch, it certainly lived up to the billing and the excitement we had for it. Let's take a look at the goal that gave Arsenal the lead. Steph Catley on target here, Anita.
Yeah, you just see that the goalkeeper there, Chiara Keating, doesn't get a good clearance, but then there's over-covering here for the Man City team, and they just get free with Catley inside the box, and it's a wonderful finish. I don't think Chiara could do much about that, but we did discuss the positioning of City, you know, wide forwards in terms of Chloe Kelly there is dragged out, isn't in the right position to necessarily help her team out in those situations, and they were able to exploit it.
Yeah, I think if you see a fullback scoring a goal and they've got that much time, you ask, well, who could be with them? I think in this instance, it probably could have been Chloe Kelly. It's not to say that we know if Gareth Taylor prefers to have his, say, attackers just stay high or not, but you know, you wouldn't like to have somebody be that free at that stage of the game.
Well, Chloe Kelly did do something rather good at the other end of the pitch
yes, she did.
Later in the game, equalising for Manchester City. How much did they deserve this, particularly at this point in the game now?
Yeah, I think they did, and obviously I'm biased from a blue perspective.
Never.
Yeah, you know me. But I think they were moving the ball well, they were creating some opportunities, and playing against Arsenal, you know, you just have to take those chances. I think Gareth Taylor alluded to the fact that, you know, they've been disappointed there before in a game where they've played well again. So I think at this stage, for them to get back in it, yes, I think it's a great assist by Bunny Shaw. and a very good finish as well. And you could say she's in space, but sometimes in a broken game, then people will end up in that position. You just hope that the ball doesn't drop to them from a defensive standpoint.
And Adam said before that Gareth Taylor was obviously frustrated by a number of things in that game. It wasn't just Jonas Eidevall. He did feel that his side should have had a penalty on Bunny Shaw. And you guys, when we watched this, definitely agreed.
Yeah, we watched this, you know, in the initial instance, but a few times, and for us it was a clear penalty. For me, you know, she's got two hands on Bunny Shaw's back there. It's completely put her off balance as she's gone to make contact with the ball, and you know, I'm just surprised that the referee and the lines person has missed it.
Yeah, it'd be a lot to say, to look at that and say it's not a foul. So we're not going to be the two people to say it. That's 100% a foul.
Okay, we saw her in tears at the end of the game. Chiara Keating, Nadem, she's had such a brilliant season so far. A young goalkeeper, still a teenager, had a brilliant week, but it's safe to say she had a mixed afternoon today.
Yeah, she certainly did, but I'm glad that you said it's mixed instead of just being a house of horrors. So I think with this one here, the ball back to her, you know, they're giving it back to her so that she can clear it first time, but obviously she's mistimed that. But then you step up and you save the penalty.
Save.
And what's great is you look at the reaction as she saves it, everyone runs over to her and say, yeah, well done, you know, you've redeemed yourself as such. But unfortunately that wasn't going to be the end of everything, was it, Anita?
No, and obviously you see this ball here, and she comes out to try and make that clearance and actually handballs it, and it's fortunate that Arsenal will go ahead and score, but realistically, she just mistimes it. You know, mistimes the flight of the ball. If she gets there and arrives at the right time, she's able to make a clearance and keep her team in it. But unfortunately, you can see how disappointed she was. But it's great to see the reaction of her teammates, and of course Zinsberger, the opposition goalkeeper, come over and just console her in that moment.
As a coach, would you advise her to let the ball come into the box? Or would you advise her to go even further out and take it on the full?
Well, I think it was brave, you know, what she was trying to do. She was trying to shorten that distance between herself and the defenders, but you just got to time it better, you know. She could have stayed in the box and you got a quick forward like Stenius that could get onto that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll learn a lot from that today, that's for sure. A lot of love for her in the studio as well, after a brilliant start to the season for Chiara Keating. Now we're going to see how the red half of Manchester got on. Manchester United, unbeaten, travelled to a Brighton side who hadn't won since the opening day. Ben Andrews.
Well, lots of high-calibre summer signings for Brighton, but three of them are benched today as Melissa Phillips shuffles the pack. 4 changes, all out of choice. Top scorer Turland returns to start, with Ziggiotti brought in as well. And it's an all-new midfield pair in the middle there of Haley and Simons. United's 11 rarely changed last season. It's had to this season because of injuries and a recent illness bug. This evening, a couple of changes. Paris and Garcia make way. Jesse is back up front, and Leah Galton, scourge of Brighton in the past, is back out wide. Here's Miyazawa. Good control. Nice ball as well. Toon with the shot. So long without a goal. Mallard! What a save from Bagley, picking up where she left off in the last game at Chelsea. United really putting the pressure on from the start here. Brilliant reflexes. Looked all the world that would be 1-0. Corner is deep. And still not clear. Bergsvan trying to bring some calm. Just a good lengthy clearance will do for now. It's half a shout there, isn't there? Paulina Bremer mistimed it. That's why Manchester United were asking the question. Bremer, first time! Nearly caught Herbs out. A good bad one, if you know what I mean, from Paulina Bremer. Slightly slicing a tough cross, but nearly a perfect slice of fortune. Hannah Blundell was about to be off and running there. She's had her pocket picked. Oh, what a chance! It's Turland again! And Brighton lead. And you'd have to say over the last 15 minutes or so, it has been coming. 5 league goals already for Elizabeth Turland. That tackle is what started it all. Madison Haley, and then infield, Ziggiotti, Haley, Simons. And look at that. rapier sharp. No hope for Earps. And Brighton in front. Jace here, trying to make it 1-1. And now she's hit the post. I'm sure the first Manchester United goal for the Brazilian forward will not be long in coming. Final touch was off the Brighton skipper Bergsvand. Millie Turner coming into the box, and United have taken this quick as Brighton switch off. Oh, Bagley onto the bar! Turner, twice, but no. 1-0 tells a fraction of the story of this first half. We've had the woodwork hit 3 times. Bagley's made a couple of brilliant saves, and I make that another one. And again, Leah is the cry from Mark Skinner. She did go again, and she won it from Karabali. The coach is going to take an assist if this ends in the net. Ella Toone! Glorious equaliser! Her first goal of the year, and it's a huge one for United. What a goal from Ella Toone! And what a way to break an extraordinary duck. 2 goals against Brighton last season, then 1 against Arsenal. None in the league since, until that. 45 minutes Brighton have held out for. Manchester United score another late goal, and another late important goal. Lee needs a good cross, and it is a good cross. And round the back, Paulina Bremer has hit the post. It was a tight angle. It might have been the winning goal. Great cross, tough header. I think Earps probably had it covered with a right boot, but even so, a reminder there might be more than one side capable of winning this game. Brighton have been dangerous with their corners. Couldn't get in front again, could they? Look at that 6-yard box. Almost everyone's in it, including Millie Turner. Oh, it's a wonderful effort. That crossbar gets us shaking again. Ziggiotti with a big dipper. Wonderful. So unlucky. That's a good take and turn from Gunmin Lee. It's 4-on-4 if she gets the pass right. There's Sarri. Big moment. Brilliant save from Earps. You're beginning to wonder if they've shrunk the goals of it here today. It's another one that hits the woodwork, but crucially, via the glove of Mary Earps. What a cracking game of football. Another Brighton corner, another Brighton goal! Somewhere in the middle of that mob is Guro Bergsvand, who's put them back in front with a minute to play. There's nothing Mary Earps can do about that one. This fantastic game of football has yet another late twist. They've caused problems from corners all game long. Guro Bergsvand, her first Brighton goal, is in the last minute against Manchester United. We are into absolute heartbreak territory for Brighton here if Manchester United can make this pressure count. Right into the mix! Unbelievable! Rachel Williams, right at the death, against Brighton again. Talon didn't go with her. Of all the people to let go, the poachers know where to be at moments like this, and nobody poaches them better than Manchester United super sub Rachel Williams. And there is the final whistle. 100 minutes of extraordinary entertainment here. Brighton 2, Manchester United 2.
It's a little bit disappointing to concede late when we've gone ahead, but You know, set pieces are important, and as good as we've been on that side of the ball with set pieces, we have to be a little bit better with defending them as well, and we know that. But I think in terms of growth in performances, there's a lot to build on at the beginning of a really tough block, and I'm proud of the group.
From our perspective, we have to be better than that. We have to punish teams. We've created enough tonight to win the game 5 or 6, and that's where I'm going to ask us to be better. We're going to take ownership, accountability, and we need to be better at that.
That is 8 goals for Manchester United in the last 15 minutes this season. Never leave or turn a Manchester United game off early. Let's try and dissect some of the drama that we did see. Naden, firstly, in the first half, should they have had a penalty?
I think so. But this is one of those things within football where just because something happens doesn't mean everybody's seen it. I think the only person that would know this would be a handball is the person who handballed it. And I think that's why nobody's reacted as such. It's in the blind spot of the referee. And, you know, she's meant well to try and head it, but I think she's gotten away with one there. And thankfully, you know, there's no video assistant referees in this league currently.
Brighton did take the lead, though, in the first half. And it was a kind of an example of their press working really well, Anita.
Yeah, they were super disciplined and organised, and you see here they're aggressively pressing Man United as they try to build out from the defence, and fortunately they're able to transition quickly as well. Simons, I think, miscues her shot, which landed the path there for her to take on that shot for Turland, and it's a fantastic finish, you know, quick release. Really difficult there for Mary Earps to make a save on that one.
Yeah, so it's a really, really good finish. Obviously, you've got to put yourself in the right sort of area, but that's a great first touch to take yourself, and then bang. No keeper's going to be saving that. This is why you encourage teams to go and press high when the other team's trying to build out from the back.
Yeah.
OK, so Brighton were holding on to that lead for quite some time and maybe thought they were going to see out a 1-0 victory. No. Ella Toone doesn't follow scripts, and this was a typical Ella Toone goal, Anita.
Yeah, what a time for it to come. You know, there's been lots of chat about her form at the moment, but this is because we know what she can do, and this is an absolutely fantastic strike, top corner for Man United, and you know,
this is my next question. Is this a foul?
It's clearly a foul.
Yeah, it very much feels like a foul. She's gone in quite strong there, and she's pushed her over, and I was surprised it wasn't given in real time. And then as you watch back at the replay, you're thinking, well, I don't know what the referee really saw there, but you know, now the goal's been given. Give credit to Ella Toone. It's a great touch and finish, and it was a big moment for the team.
It was a big moment. There were still more big moments to come because Brighton took the lead once again. This was Bergsvan, her first goal for Brighton, and she thought it was going to be one to give her all 3 points.
And, you know, they've been threatening from set pieces throughout the game. They look dangerous, and it's a great delivery into an area. And she's just, you know, risen the highest and made really good contact there for a brilliant goal.
Very good header from Bergsvan, yeah.
Very good header, but when you've got Rachel Williams in your armoury, we've said it so many times on this programme, we've seen it so many times throughout her career, Anita. This is what she does. This is why she is so useful for Manchester United.
Rachel Williams deserves a bonus, eh?
Yeah, when you see it coming on late doors, you know exactly what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But I think from a Brighton perspective, you've done so well in that game. You know, you just need to be better at that near post. There were 2 players there that could have potentially headed it away, but instead one of them flicks it on, and it flicks on to the one person you don't want it to drop to when you're in additional time within a game in the WSL.
I can tell just how frustrated you are. 2 defenders sitting next to me. Well, it is now time for us to round up the 3 remaining matches, starting with Tottenham as they aim to continue their impressive start to the season. They welcomed Everton. Flo Pollock reports.
Tottenham had won just one of their 8 Barclays WSL matches against Everton, but they dominated from the outset on Sunday. Martha Thomas pouncing on the lapse in defence, only to be denied twice by Courtney Brosnan. Spurs finally made the breakthrough on 43 minutes, and it came from the newest Lioness. Drew Spence with the cross, Grace Clinton rising highest to net her 2nd of the season. The hosts almost doubled their lead moments later when Thomas met Sumanin's perfectly weighted free kick, but Brosnan again made a smart save. The Everton keeper was back in action soon after the restart, this time denying Clinton from close range. With time running out, Tottenham were made to pay for their missed chances. James clearing Piemonte's effort off the line before Clinton sent Heather Payne tumbling to the turf. Penalty to Everton. Aurora Ghali stepped up to convert the spot kick and salvage a point for the Toffees on a frustrating afternoon for Robert Villaham.
Scored a beautiful goal and created a few chances, and second half is quite good actually, and then we created more chances and should score more goals, and then they get a penalty and then we lose 2 points. So the feeling afterwards is a little bit sad about that, but still we take steps in the second half though.
Liverpool had lost both of their previous Barclays WSL encounters against Leicester City, but were the better side in a cagey first half. The home side finally made the breakthrough shortly after the break. Melissa Lawley with her first goal of the season. Moments later, and against the run of play, Leicester drew level. Missy Goodwin's strike nestling in the top corner, leaving Rachel Laws with no chance in the Liverpool goal. The hosts began to dominate and restored their lead on 84 minutes. Enderby setting up Marie Hobbinger to seal all 3 points for Matt Beard's side in his 150th game as a WSL manager.
It was good to respond after their equaliser, because I think we were in complete control of the game really. You know, Rachel's had one save from long distance in the first half. It's quite comfortable for us. But yeah, no, look, it's an important 3 points because we haven't won in the last two. And to see the game out today, I thought was excellent.
Bristol City hadn't won any of their previous 13 Barclays WSL matches on the road, and when Megan Connolly handled in the box, that record didn't look to be improving. Viviane Sey with the spot kick to give the Hammers a deserved lead. Their advantage lasted just 5 minutes, however, as Amelie Thestrup leapt highest to head home Rachel Furness's well-weighted cross. Moments later, and Bristol City had completed the turnaround. Thestrup with the first effort batted away by Mackenzie Arnold before Ella Powell pounced to put the visitors ahead. West Ham equalised in first half stoppage time. Haronka Hayashi with the assist, Japanese teammate Riko Ueki with the finish. The match was eventually settled on the 55th minute. Brooke Aspin heading home, the visitors' third from a looping Connolly free kick to give Lauren Smith's side their first win of the season.
I'm really proud of the girls, but I think it was gutsy, everything that we did. You know, we created some really good opportunities and we continued to do that even when we probably should have been just seeing the game out. So it was gutsy from the forward play we had, but I think, you know, ultimately it was that last 20 minutes of defending and defending with our lives, which we showed we could do against Arsenal, and today we've done it and got the points that come with it.
Well, Lauren Smith might have a big smile on her face, but there's someone else that's got a big smile on her face as well. It's so nice to have you on here on the week where Bristol City get their first win. You're over the moon, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for them because I just thought they performed brilliantly today, and to get 3 goals as well when they haven't been scoring and winning matches, everything from start to finish, they were brilliant.
How have they kept the belief, the confidence? Because it must be hard waiting this long to get your first win of the season when you've just been promoted.
I think they've got, characters in the team and good leaders. Rachel Furness is one of them, but it starts with the management. Lauren Smith is, a brilliant manager, and, has got such good sort of ability to bring everybody together, and that whole backroom staff, I think, we've just been pushing for this result, and the performance reflected that.
OK, well, Spurs also got another point against Everton, but Everton's equaliser, Nadim. If we take another look at this penalty again, we think it was given for a similar push that we saw Steph Catley kind of do against Bunny Shaw that wasn't given.
Yeah. Actually, she's pushed quite strongly there. But again, it looks like nothing's been given except for that there.
So maybe it was given for that.
But what was that? Like, that felt fine to me. But I tell you what, regardless, what a penalty.
What a penalty, yeah.
That's the type of thing I could never do in my career.
Yes, so we don't have any, no offence.
Me neither.
You're an expert on a lot of things, you guys, but maybe not that,
no.
quite so much. A word for Leicester as well, because another defeat for them after such a promising start to the season, but I guess it's still been a brilliant start for them. Liverpool, though, getting a third league goal courtesy of Hobinger.
Yeah, it's a positive, start to their season. Obviously, they'll be disappointed with the result today, but they've come across a very good Liverpool side who are in good form at home, and that was always going to be a tough game to compete in.
Yeah, by the way, that wasn't Liverpool's third goal of the season. That wasn't what I meant. I meant a third goal for Hobinger. Anyway, let's see what that means for the Barclays Women's Super League table after match week 5. Chelsea are top and remain unbeaten with 4 wins and a draw so far this season. Manchester City, Tottenham, Liverpool and Arsenal are all tied on 10 points, with Man United just behind on 9. Leicester City dropped down to 7th after their second straight loss. Bristol City's win mean they leapfrog Aston Villa, who are bottom, yet to get any points on the board. In the Barclays Championship today, Durham welcomed Sunderland in the River Weir derby. Katie Kitching scored the only goal of the game in the added minutes of the first half to extend their unbeaten start to the season. That's 9 matches without defeat for the Black Cats. Elsewhere in the Championship, on Friday night, Charlton converted a 91st minute penalty to claim all 3 points after both sides received red cards. A brace for Charlie Devlin helped Birmingham see themselves past Reading. Crystal Palace scored their 28th goal of the season in a 3-0 away victory against Watford. London City Lionesses and Southampton also grabbed 3 points each, while Sunderland do remain the only unbeaten side left in the Championship. Southampton, Charlton and Crystal Palace complete the top 4. There is just 3 points though that separate 6th and 10th. Watford and Lewis stay at the foot of the table, level on points and goal difference. Plenty coming up for you on the BBC this week. Head to iPlayer for Match of the Day Top 10 as Gary Lineker, Michael Richards and Alan Shearer debate the best goals scored by defenders. These guys will like that. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Sounds, the Monday Night Club returns as Mark Chapman and his guests debate the weekend's football action. And on iPlayer, catch the latest episodes in the second series of this.
The Football Academy is back with a brand new series, bringing you closer to the passion and power of our rising stars. Experience the highs.
This is why we play football.
And lows.
Can't watch.
There will be more goals and famous faces than ever before. Watch our players tackle challenges.
Your control is insane.
Forge friendships and chase their dreams in
A brand new series of the Football Academy.
Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
Well, that's all we've got time for on this evening's show. Thank you to Nadem and Anita for being alongside me on a monumental weekend, not just on the pitch, but off it as well. Emma Hayes will depart Chelsea at the end of the season. Goodbye.
2 quick goals for Chelsea here, and what a week it's been for Frank Kirby. Britton Canrick for 3, and there's goal number 4. How about that? 6-0, ruthless from Chelsea.